Big night.
What night is it tonight? Halloween! Halloween! What night is it tonight?
It's Halloween.
What about Brexit? That was supposed to happen tonight.
Yes, we were also meant to be out of the EU tonight. Instead, we're facing another general election. We'll be talking a bit more about that, amongst other things, with some of the people who've joined us here in just a bit. As ever, whether it's politics or whether it's ghosts and ghouls, we would like to hear from you. You can get in touch. If you want to be in touch, you can email me, looknorth@bbc.co.uk, or follow me on Twitter, Peter_Levy. Tweet now. I look forward to hearing from you. As ever, we'll have the rest of the day's news, including our top story, targeting both men and women for their mobiles and money. The issue of spiking drinks returns.
Over time, I've started to hear stories about males actually being spiked to make them more vulnerable so that people can actually mug them.
And from the old town to the new, I've been finding out what it's like here at the end of the peak season. Natural cleaning machines. Are these the answer down the coast in the Humber? And reporting for duty what one amazing 6-year-old has done for the RAF. Busy night tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We'll also have the weather forecast tonight from Keely Donovan.
And all change on the weather front. We've got some unsettled weather on the way for Friday and the weekend. Join me later in the programme for your full forecast.
And here we are in Brid. A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a sunny day, been a beautiful day. We've got a dog now as well joining us. But it's also, it's all I need, isn't it? A barking dog. And not only that, we've got this lot. Have a look at them. Now, I've never seen such a scary lot. And that's just the BBC crew, to be honest. Well, we have taken... the dog's joining me now. We've taken the... Oh, there's two of them. We've taken the whole programme out on the road again today as we bring the studio to you. We'll have more from Bridlington in a moment on what, as you've already seen, is a night to wear fancy dress and have a bit of fun. Well, thousands of people will be out marking Halloween, with the Christmas party season fast approaching as well. But there are now warnings that men, as well as women, should be wary of drinks being spiked, with the problem resurfacing in our pubs and clubs. Our reporter Leanne Brown has this special report.
Scary outfits and fake blood. Halloween is a time to dress up and have fun. But our students on a night out in Lincoln thinking about what could be put in their drink.
I do try and avoid getting glass drinks when I'm out. I do notice that I'd get more bottle drinks because you can put your thumb on the top of them.
I've known friends of friends get spiked at house parties more than I've known them get spiked when they were out.
I've been spiked before, so I stay very aware of my surroundings and I kind of look out for myself and look out for my friends.
We're all quite a good group of friends that watch each other on a night out, so it's not something that any of us would worry about, I would say.
See, I've had a couple of friends that have been spiked recently as well, in a few bars around here, and they've been really bad from it as well, and they've been having to take home, been to A&E and stuff. So I'd probably be a bit more cautious.
One person who won't be going out tonight is nursing student Annabelle. She's too frightened after her drink was spiked during a night out on the coast.
I was in a state of absolute paralysis. I couldn't move my body. It was horrific. I'd say about 50% of people I speak to, primarily girls, will have gone through being spiked when they've gone on a night out. It's just a regular occurrence now. One of my friends was out the other night and she went to the police after her belongings had been taken, and they gave her a blood test. She had been spiked, and they said that that night they had had 6 incidents reported, and the girl next door who was being questioned wasn't so lucky as her as to just getting a purse stolen. She had actually been raped.
For sexually motivated crimes, it's mostly females who become victims of having drugs secretly put in their drinks. But those that have introduced testing kits into bars in Lincoln say if the intention is theft, men are just as easily at risk.
So the initial reason why I set up the drink testing kits in bars was because of sexual motivation. However, over time I've started to hear stories about males actually being spiked to make them more vulnerable so that people can actually mug them. They're taking things like phones, they're taking wallets, anything really that they can get their hands on that is of value.
You're back at work now?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bradley doesn't know why his drink was spiked in East Yorkshire last month, but it was so serious he spent 5 days in hospital.
As soon as I knew something wasn't right, I went straight outside to throw up, but it was too late then. It hit me straight to the system and I just collapsed to the floor. Like a friend said that I was fitting for over an hour. Because of the seriousness of it, I was very concerned I was put to sleep. They did blood tests, they pumped my stomach out, put tubes down my throat, and found out it was a date rape drug, GBH, and ketamine that was put into my drink.
He wants to warn others to watch their drinks so unwinding with friends doesn't turn into a nightmare. Leanne Brown, BBC Look North.
Yeah, so interesting. I must admit I had no idea that men were involved in this as well. I think most people know about the women being involved. If you are a young person, do you ever think about this when you go out? You might want to comment on this one. If you do, your views on this one, love to hear from you. If you want to email in, looknorth@bbc.co.uk is the email. You can text on 81333, 81333. Start the text with the word Look North. As always, follow me on Twitter, Peter_Levy tweet. Now, I look forward to hearing from you. Some more news now. A trial date has been set for Pavel Relevich, the man accused of raping and murdering the Hull student Libby Squire. Libby went missing after a night out in January. During a short appearance at Hull Crown Court this morning, the judge set a 5-week trial for Pavel Relevich next June at Sheffield Crown Court. Now, in the next 4 hours, we should have been leaving the continent on the other side of the water from here, something large numbers of people in East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, of course, voted for. Even at the start of the week, Britain was still destined to come out tonight, the 31st. A new government will now have to be chosen. While some will be pleased by the delay, we've been speaking to others who want to see Brexit happen. Well, in a fast-moving week, our political editor, Tim Iredale, who else, has been trying to keep track.
We are going to come out of the EU on October the 31st. We will leave by October the 31st. On October the 31st. On October the 31st.
This could have been the day the sun set on our membership of the European Union. That was before the events of the past few days. It's Thursday, 5 p.m. Big news. Boris Johnson has just said he wants a general election to take place in December. But the real story here is the Prime Minister is admitting for the first time that we won't now be leaving the EU on the 31st of October.
My name's Sam Masson. I work at Coastal Shellfish Limited here in Bridlington. It's our own family business. In my opinion, when we do come out of the EU, I think we'll prosper and do well, and I think it'll only be a matter of time before other countries follow in our footsteps. Delay, maybe a good thing short term, but at the end of the day, everyone's just fed up of it all now, and going forward, they just want to get things sorted.
And the request for an extension.
It's Monday and the EU has just agreed to another Brexit extension until the 31st of January. We definitely won't now be leaving by Halloween.
My name is Halgurt Kadir. I live in Hornsey, but I work in the shop. It takes too long. I think it's cancelled for another 3 months, isn't it? I voted Remind, and we should get in on and stay out and quickly as we can.
Tuesday night, and MPs have just voted for an election on December the 12th by a huge majority. But will a new parliament really break the Brexit deadlock?
Hi, I'm Leslie. I'm the landlady of the Beaconsfield. My 2 rules in the pub are no politics, no religion. It just causes too much hassle. Well, we were supposed to be out by now and we're still not out, so They'll do what they want, whenever they want. Whatever we say, it don't make any difference.
Like the rest of the country, people in Bridlington await the next chapter of the continuing political drama. Tim Iredale, BBC Look North.
Well, I have to say, a lot of reactions still coming in after we spoke last night to some of our local MPs about the December the 12th general election. Just a few then. Angie in Hull says, the only reason I will be voting is in the hope that our Labour MP is ousted. Any MP that has consistently ignored the will of constituents does not deserve the privilege of representing us. James is in Briggs says, people on both sides of the argument are sick of false promises. I'll vote for Boris to make our country great again and leave the EU. Martin is in Gainsborough. He says the country is just as split over Brexit as it was 3 years ago, so a general election will solve nothing, as we're going to end up with another hung parliament. Thank you very much indeed for all of those, as ever. And for watching, we're live here from Brid. If you can hear it, the sea is the tide is in at the moment, so the sea is quite loud. And we thank the RNLI, and this is their fantastic Shannon all-weather lifeboat. The RNLI have had it just a couple of years. The boat and also the tractor that pulls it costs a staggering £3.7 million. Just 2 years old. One of the biggest lifeboats in the country. We thank the RNLI for looking after us tonight. And joining me here outside the RNLI and by the boat is the Mayor of Bridlington, Liam Daughtry. Mayor, good evening to you.
Good evening, Peter. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Thank you for having us in your town.
Thank you for coming on Halloween, and thank you for coming dressed up.
Not true. They're laughing. Don't laugh.
Well, it's put on an effort, Annie. You know. No, welcome to Bridlington. Thank you for
very
coming.
much indeed, and nice of you to wear the. Can you not go out without it?
No, everyone expects me in this now.
And I've dragged you away from Halloween celebration.
Yeah, you're in bad books with a wife. I'm meant to be at home giving out sweets to the kids knocking on the door. So yeah, you're in bad books.
So I'm
mate.
in trouble with with Mrs. Mayor.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Well,
yeah.
Sorry about that. Now listen, by day, what do you do?
Well, by day I cut toenails for a living. No need to laugh. I'll have a look at yours soon. Yeah, I'm a mobile foot health practitioner, so I go around people's houses.
A mobile chiropodist.
I'm not quite that qualified. I'm only a foot health practitioner.
Right. Well, when I need my feet doing, I know where to come.
Yeah, well, I have heard they need doing, but I'm not going to say where.
Don't be cheeky, don't be cheeky. Yeah, lovely to see you. Okay.
And Jose, welcome to Brid.
Stick around. I've got a treat for you in just a moment.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you might not think that when you see it. Thank you for watching this Thursday night. Still to come, you know they'll never believe you back at school. The youngster who's been honoured by the RAF in Lincolnshire for all his hard work to help servicemen and women. Now, tonight's weather picture was taken by Ryan Johnson, and it is of Scorby. Beautiful Scorby. Lovely picture, Ryan. Thank you very much indeed for that one. We're outside here. Keely Donovan, good evening to you.
Good evening, Peter. Everyone's eating their dinner, all this talk of toenails. Anyway, it's normally me that's outside, not you. Are you trying to take my job?
Well, listen, the sea's there. I've seen some birds. I think they're seagulls. I could do autumn wash. It's a piece of cake, I think.
It's called Country Bar Diaries, but close.
Oh, well, it was, right, whatever. I was close.
Watching closely, Peter. I thought you were my biggest fan. I didn't even know the name of the programme I work on. Right, moving quickly on. I won't take
Sorry
any
about
offence.
that. Let's have the weather.
Thank you very much. We've had some lovely autumnal sunshine this week, haven't we? But things are going to change over the next 24 hours. We'll start to see those changes creeping in overnight tonight. So tomorrow, a cloudy day to come, relatively mild for the time of year, but there will be some rain at times as well, and it will be fairly breezy too. So we've had high pressure dominating our weather. As we go through the next few days, low pressure will take over. I'm not going to give you too many details about the weekend because there's so much uncertainty, but the general theme is unsettled with showers or longer spells of rain. And some parts of the UK will also get some windy weather, although at the moment it looks like we're underneath the centre of the area of low pressure, which means that we will get light winds. That could change. And you can see on the satellite picture from earlier, we've got some clear spells. This massive cloud is pushing in from the southwest. It's already started to produce a few showers. There could be the odd one this evening, but generally dry for our part of the world. That cloud thickening up overnight. And then later in the night, that rain starts to approach from the west. The breeze will pick up too, but it will be a frost-free night with temperatures down to around 6 or 7 degrees. Let's take a quick look at those high water times. Your next high water in Bridlington will be at 6:51 in the morning. So the morning will start off on a cloudy, dull note. The cloud will be low across the walls. There'll be outbreaks of rain at times, and you can see from the graphics some of them could be on the more moderate or heavy side for a time, and it'll tend to dry up and possibly brighten a little, or at least the cloud will lift through the afternoon. A fairly breezy story with temperatures above average, getting up to around 14 or 15 degrees. Showers or longer spells of rain is the order of the day for the weekend. Temperatures will drop off a little, and then it will tend to cool down as we head through next week. Peter.
It's rather embarrassing when I try and give you a plug and then I get the name of the programme wrong, but it was close, wasn't it?
It's been on all week.
Many apologies, many apologies.
I forgive you,
Thank you very
Peter.
much indeed, anyway.
Bye-bye.
I'm sure you'll get your own back. Now, a 900-year-old harbour, the set of the Dad's Army film, and one of our most popular East Coast resorts. But what is Bridlington like as the season draws to a close, which it is at the end of this week? Well, we've been here since dawn, getting a sense of it all. I went for a walk along the seafront and into the old town. I'm with the Teletubbies. You're the boss, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky. If you're the boss, why are you dressed up like Tinky Winky?
Because it's Halloween and we want to give the children a bit more fun.
Would you like the season to be extended through the winter, or wouldn't it work?
Maybe not. Not when the kids...
Be more upbeat. Be more upbeat. Be more positive.
The kids need more holidays then.
Oh, Tinky Winky's getting very affectionate.
We're dressing up in order for all the little ones to have a bit of fun, really.
Oh, yeah. You're going to scare them off like that?
That's what I was thinking, you know.
I always come in and I always have rum and raisin.
You do, yeah. I think that one's your favourite.
That's my favourite, rum and raisin. Now, you've been here 20 years,
yes,
haven't you?
20 years this summer, yeah.
Do you shut up shop then?
No, we try and keep it open as much as we can. You know, you get the odd nice days, but people are coming for day trips more than holidays to Bridlington now.
It's
nice to see the banter between you and Paul.
Thank you very much.
I don't think you'll ever get a better place that is friendly, will you, Robert?
No. Terrific town. They're spending a lot of money on it at the moment.
And you're delighted we're here, aren't you?
It's nice to see the BBC.
Now, which way to Dad's Army?
You want to be up Old Town, where I live.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you can take me home. This, for me, is the best part of Brid. This is the old town. It's fabulous here, so much character. Remember in 2016 when they made the film of Dad's Army? A lot of it was done along here. And you can still see here on this pub, the Royal Oak Inn, and it says they kept it, the Warmington-on-Sea Brewery. Well, the part of Jonesy the Butcher was played by Hull actor Sir Tom Courtenay. We haven't got Sir Tom Courtenay, but we have got Clive, who's the real butcher at the shop. They used to come in, didn't they?
They certainly did, yes. A really good group of people.
Do you like the film or not?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I've watched it 4 times.
Have you watched it 4 times?
I have, yeah. I think the footage up the old town is absolutely unbelievable.
It looks stunning, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah, I've had a lovely day. It's been absolutely fabulous. And don't you think this lot look superb, don't they? Absolutely brilliant. Halloween. Now, what's your name?
Grace.
Grace. And you brought me a present, haven't you?
Yes.
What is it? Now, I don't know if we can see it. Tell me what it is.
It's a rock.
It's a rock. And what do I do with it? It just says BBC Look North. It's fabulous rock. Thank you very much indeed. And you look great. You look great. Give her a round of applause. Hasn't she done well? She's been on the telly. Now, as we saw earlier, just along from where we are tonight, another major part of life here, the quay, where fishermen work late into the evening, pulling in huge numbers of shellfish. Further south, more than 10,000 oysters are being moved into the Humber from Scotland. They're seen as being an answer to cleaning up the estuary. Our environment correspondent Paul Murphy has been following their progress.
Once a plentiful creature in the Humber, overfishing and disease drove oysters to extinction. Now they are back. The results from a trial project earlier this year suggest the species has all the potential to thrive.
We've learnt a lot within those initial months where best to put them. We've trialled several different bags, and yeah, we're really happy with the survival rate and the way that they're looking.
This project is sourcing new oysters from a Scottish sea loch. Thousands of them are being relocated to the very different surroundings of the Humber mudflats. But why go to this trouble in the first place for the sake of one species? Well, it's all about biodiversity, enriching all marine life in this area.
We're on a sandy area of mud, and there's not a lot of feature here. There's not many species here. Something like oysters form reefs and form structure which a lot of other animals use.
Placed in sacks and attached to metal frames, they'll soon be covered by the incoming tide. A single oyster can filter 50 gallons of water per day as it feeds, and many believe this could even have a cleaning effect on this estuary.
The further expansion of this project now seems inevitable, bringing an important species back to the Humber, where it was once abundant.
Known as a delicacy of the dinner table, there's increasing interest in the environmental benefits these creatures can offer. There are now plans for tens of thousands of oysters to once again populate this estuary. Paul Murphy, BBC Look North at Spurn Point.
Fabulous, and I would say here is one, and as you know, I don't need oysters, but I know somebody who does need one, and it's the mayor. There you are, down in one, Mayor.
Steady.
Yeah, go on.
Only if you have one.
Later, go on. Oh. Go on, push it down. Put it. Fantastic, Mayor. Thank you very much indeed.
It wasn't bad.
Now, what did you do in half-term? A 6-year-old boy has seen his dream come true after raising thousands of pounds for the RAF charity, having taken on quite a challenge over the last few months. Gemma Dawson has this story.
Going to be turned on.
Have you been close to a typhoon before? Have you been? No.
What's that there?
If you look this way, watch this way.
Jacob dreams of being a pilot. He's 6 today and has come to RAF Coningsby on a special birthday mission.
I've raised £6,500 because I climbed Penny Ghent for the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund.
As well as handing over the money, Jacob is given the chance to sit in the cockpit.
Would you like to fly Typhoon or Hawk?
I'm going to fly an F-35 light. Yeah.
Wow.
We're not going to hear the end of it for quite some time. Obviously, we've got some other things to do while we're here, but seeing the Typhoon and sitting in the cockpit, which is one of his favourite aircraft and one that he wants to fly as a future pilot, is absolutely amazing.
You're going to do some engineering work for us now, so you need to dress like an engineer. Okay? And it's going to open the hangar door so we can get the tractor.
Jacob, has it been hard work?
Yeah.
Tell me what you've been doing.
I've been moving this Typhoon into place.
Final job done, birthday mission complete. Gemma Dawson, BBC Look North at RAF Coningsby.
What a star he is. Now, obviously, as we've seen, it is Halloween and many people will have been out trick-or-treating already. This lot are probably planning to go in just a moment. But there are some who aren't comfortable opening the door to strangers. One shop down the road from here wanted to come up with a solution. They've opened today for children in fancy dress so they can take part without going from house to house.
I live in an area that trick-or-treating is really accepted, but if you do live in an area where it's not so prevalently accepted and it's a lot of older people, something coming down to something like this has been brilliant for the children. They've had some sweets, they've had to play, they've managed to dress up, and they've really enjoyed the happiness that is Halloween.
We've had a busy day here and you can find out more about it if you go to Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. We're over all three and find out about our day in Brid. Well, joining me now is a very special foster dad. He's called Terry, who goes out of his way to make sure his foster children have a great Halloween. He's with us now. Tell us what you've done.
Well, we started off doing our house up for Halloween for our foster children to make memories for them, and it's kind of snowballed from there. It's now we've got a graveyard out in the garden. The hallway's fully decorated, and
it looks amazing. I'm just looking at the pictures. It looks absolutely amazing.
It's just developed year on year, and we have to go bigger and better every year because everybody comes from all over Bridlington to see our house.
And what a work's gone into that.
It has, yeah. I spent all day just putting a graveyard up today.
Okay. Well, I think you're a star, and I know the children absolutely. Give him a round of applause. He's done a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Now, before we go, let's have a reminder of the main national and regional headlines. Jeremy Corbyn launches Labour's election campaign, saying he'll transform the country and will rebuild public services. Warnings in this area that men as well as women are being targeted by people who spike drinks. And tomorrow's weather, it's going to be mainly cloudy and drizzle with outbreaks of heavy rain in the afternoon. Top temperatures around 15 Celsius, 15 is 59 Fahrenheit. We were talking there about drinks being spiked at the start of the programme. A response coming in. Sue says that my son was drugged on Saturday night whilst on a night out in Leeds. 2 girls took his phone and credit card. Also, my brother, whilst on a night out in London, and myself were drugged on a night out in York. And that was a while back. And Natalie says it's a shame that you can't leave your drink for 2 minutes. Hope Bradley makes a full recovery. Thank you very much indeed for those and for watching, and thanks for Brid for giving us such a fantastic day, and thanks to this lot for standing here in the bitter cold looking absolutely fantastic. That's it from me. I'm back tomorrow night as usual at 6:30. I'll see you then. Good night.